What's up, everybody? Trinity here. Welcome back to 2nd Street. It's DC Tuesday, and here I am in my local comic book shop, Bases, Cards, and Comics, right here in Lancaster, California, to bring you all my comic book pull list for the week. Now, if you don't know what a comic book pull list is, that's okay. There should be a video right up there. We can go and learn a little bit more about that. Now, what I typically do is I get into Marvel, then DC, and then I get into small press and indies. But if you haven't been paying attention to the channel, or you are new here, I haven't been pulling any Marvel or DC books. I mean, there's still some out there, few and far between. But anyway, so that's what we're going to go ahead and get into, starting off with some indies. Now, I do want to say before I get into this, there should be some timestamps down in the description where you can go to and skip through some of the different books in case you don't want to see all of these books, or in case there's some of you who are interested and not in others. So, starting off with Aftershock Comics. This is Red Atlantis, issue number 5, being written by Stephanie Phillips. It has art by Robert Carey. Roche is the colorist, and Troy P. Terry is the letterer. The main cover is by Robert Hack, which is the cover I have here. You can go ahead and take a look at those names right there. And yeah, you can go ahead and take a look at that and just show you some of the, I'll just show you, this panel right here actually shows pretty decent amount of the art in this book. Now, this book is kind of revolving around these Russian sleeper cells that there was this event that happened on election day, right? Ooh, you can imagine, I mean, it's a little political. Maybe it's a little on the nose. I don't know. Altogether, I thought the series has been pretty good so far. I feel like issue number 5 here was a pretty good, I don't think it was a good ending to the story. I feel like it was a little rushed, but altogether, I mean, it ties everything up. It gets the job done for the series. I do feel like there could have just been a little bit more. But altogether, the series itself has been a little bit better. Or has been pretty good, and I will do a better, more in-depth review here soon on the channel about this particular series. But let me know down in the comments below if you have read Red Atlantis and what you have thought of the story and the series so far, and if it's something that you are interested in checking out. But that's all I've got for Aftershock Comics this week, guys. Moving on into AWA Upshot. This week we've got E-Ratic, issue number 4. I am telling you, I absolutely love this series. AWA Upshot, you guys know I have loved most of the titles that they have been putting out. Okay, not most. All of the titles they've been putting out here over this last year since they launched. E-Ratic is probably, it may have actually just become my favorite here over just since it's launched. Here in issue number 4, I guess I better tell you who did this book. The writer and artist and cover artist here is Kari Andrews. Brian Reber is the colorist, and Sal Cipriano is the letterer. I'll show you those names right there and take a look at those names. Now, this story is, it kind of takes place in this shared universe of the AWA Upshot universe, right? And it's kind of this, this kind of, man, how would you say? This infection had went around. A lot of people got sick. A lot of people died, and some people survived and got superpowers. They were known as reborns, and that's kind of the story we're getting here in this story here with this new superhero nicknamed E-Ratic. He was officially given his name in this book, and through the course of these 4 issues, we have seen this kid and kind of been a little bit introduced into his powers and kind of how he got them and things like that. Here in issue number 4 really kind of builds on that, where we see our hero going through these trials and these tribulations and just everything, and the way this story has gone down is so great. Kari Andrews has done just a phenomenal job with the writing in this book as well as the art, and I'm telling you, it's something to say. Now, I did nitpick on the art a little bit in the last issue, where there are some of the scenes in here where I really feel like they kind of just took like a photo and did that comic thing like you could do on your phone and just kind of put that on there and then drew over some of those photos. Now, I'm not going to completely nitpick about that, because some of the art that you get in this book is absolutely great. The ones that aren't some of those backgrounds, like you can see just in some of this stuff right here, just absolutely just great work here by Kari Andrews altogether. That's why I won't nitpick too hard about some of those things, because the art here is great. The story is great. We see see our hero. We're being introduced to him. He's going through these trials and tribulations, growing, and he's a young kid, and he has all of these things just kind of going on. I'm telling you, it's very reminiscent, and it's very reminiscent of kind of like Spider-Man. I mean, you got to make that kind of comparison, but the story itself is very much different. It's definitely more modernized and told in a very, very great way, and I think this story is really doing some great things with the narration and the story overall. Some of the things kind of being covered in this book, I absolutely love it. One, I would highly recommend you checking out, if you have not already, read E-Ratic on AWA Upshot. Now, that brings us into our next book here on Antarctic Press. This is Hot Valley Days and Cocaine Nights, issue number 3, and take a look at that cover. I mean, this time, you know, they put out 3 issues. This is only a 3-issue miniseries. It finishes up in this book, but they had these alternate covers. This was like the only one they didn't do an alternate cover for. I was a little bit disappointed, but kind of a little bit happy, maybe. I don't know. Like, I want those fancy covers. I want the different covers and stuff like that. But this series overall has been absolutely great on Antarctic Press. This book, the creators here, the pencils and inks are by Farid Karami. The colors are by Andrew Crossley. The cover is by Farid Karami and Archie Van Buren. It's written by Matthew Spradlin, based on actual events. Adapted from a script by Matthew Spradlin, based on an original story by Sean DeMott and Matthew Spradlin. And I'll show you all those names, all the people here involved with this book right here. Take a look at those. And I'm gotta tell you, once again, guys, this is a book I absolutely love. It really reminds me of kind of like Blow with Johnny Depp, you know, like that, or, you know, maybe like, you know, like Goodfellas, kind of like one of those kind of crime movies where you got the you know, the crime and the drugs and everything going on, but behind that you've got a person who actually had a past, you know, a history and everything, and kind of how the story leads them there, and all the things, the different things that they kind of go through. I'm telling you, you get everything in this book. It's very, very great, and I love what this Antarctic Press has been doing with these. They got like these heavier covers, the inside pages is printed really nice, all together some really beautiful books. And I'm telling you, this is one of those ones. It really does remind me of one of those kind of Martin Scorsese kind of movies with you, or what was the other one? Did I just say, was that a Ted Demme film? Was that Ted? Was that Ted, or was it his brother? I know there's another Demme out there as well. But this one, man, I'm telling you, it's great. Where you're kind of following this character, our main character here, where she came from a small town. She was abused. You know, her family was kind of being abused. She wanted to get out of that. She ended up moving to LA and became a big-time drug dealer. And then she ended up moving drugs from the East Coast from the West Coast to the East Coast, and back and forth, and just all kinds of stuff kind of getting mixed up in this whole game. I'm telling you, I have absolutely loved this series. One, I would definitely recommend checking out. If you can get your hands on all 3 of these issues, go out there and do it, because it's a great read. Now, if they put this out on a trade paperback, absolutely make sure you pick up this book, because I'm telling you, you don't want to miss this one. It is a really good book, just well written. Again, like I said, it kind of reminds me of all those kind of, you know, like Blow and all those, you know, just kind of, you get it, right? You get it. One of those good drama kind of, yeah, it's got everything there. Sex, drugs, rock and roll. This one literally has all those. Sex, drugs, and rock. Hey, there's nothing I like more than that, right? But let me know down in the comments below if you have read Hot Valley Days and Cocaine Nights. Let me know all your thoughts of it down in the comments below. Like I said, it's one of my favorite books. The next one here on Antarctic Press. This is like one of the only people I have like 2 books from this week. But we've got Horror Comics Black and White, issue number 1. Now, I picked this one up because I didn't get issue number 1 of the regular Horror Comics. I got issue number 2 and 3 at home already, but I picked this one up because they were putting it out. It was black and white. I was like, hey, we'll check it out. Plus, I didn't have issue number 1, so I figured I'd get it in, and I think I've got all the others on my pull list as well. But I can't wait to read this one. This is one of the only ones I didn't read this week, but I can't wait to. You guys know I love horror, the comics. Hey, you mix them together. Yeah, how can you go wrong, right? You can't really go wrong with that combination. But moving on into Behemoth Comics, another series I've absolutely loved. This one right here is Hotline Miami Wildlife, issue number 7. I believe there's only 1 issue left in this series overall. Now, this book is, the story is by Federico Camello and Maurizio Ferrini. Pencils and inks by Andrea Errico, and layouts by Alessandro Miracolo, colors by Ruben Curto, and lettering by Ricardo Gamba, I'm telling you, it's a mouthful. But you can see those names right there. Let you get a look at those. Again, Hotline Miami Wildlife is another series I absolutely love. And this is one, it's based on a video game, and what we've got here, it kind of reminds me of like Grand Theft Auto, this a similar kind of way. Maybe like Grand Theft Auto 4, was that the one where we were dealing with Nico and the Russians, kind of like? It's dealing with that, where you see back in the 80s, we're getting this story of when I've got 2 comic books here today that are Russian themed, where these Russians are kind of taken over in Miami, and there are people there kind of getting tired of it, getting scared. Maybe they want to do something about it for their neighborhoods, and we see that's what's going on here. Is there's this organization that is going around recruiting people to their cause to help temper some of the crime going on in 1980s Miami. It's very, very good. I have enjoyed this story as well. I'll just show you a little bit of the art right here. This is a perfect, I opened up to a perfect page right here for some of the art. And again, this is another series I've really enjoyed because not only is the story really good, it's fun, it's exciting. They're not trying to reinvent the wheel here, just fun, exciting stories with some pretty decent art. And they've got, again, they've got these heavy covers on here. These pages here, they are pretty thick as well. Just a good quality made book right here in Hotline Miami Wildlife by Behemoth Comics. Behemoth Comics putting out some absolutely great books from what I have been seeing here over these past few months. Really enjoying all the work they're doing over there. Now the next one I got here is on Boom Studios. Right here we've got Origins, issue number 5 of 6. This story has been really good. It is kind of a futuristic cyberpunk tale in which it's post-apocalyptic. All that's really left is these advanced high-tech machines, some machines, and one man to save the world. And I've got to tell you, I think it's been pretty decent right here. Issue number 5 seems like it's got a lot of art in it and a lot less writing, but I think it's very the story going on here, it's kind of being told through that same lens as well. It's been very good. This was created by Arash Amel, Lee Krieger, and Joseph Oxford. The script is by Clay McLeod Chapman. The art is by Jacob Rebelka, and colors by Patricio Delpeche, and lettered by the hardworking Jim Campbell. And the covers are by Jacob Rebelka also. I'll show you those names right there where you can take a look at that and a little bit of the art that you can kind of expect in this book. I'll go ahead and turn to another page here where you can see a little bit more of it. But basically what's going on here is this story is getting ready to wrap up in one more issue. We've got the story of this man who kind of led to the downfall of civilization, but is also leading to kind of its new rebirth, if you will. It's cyberpunk, so you're dealing with humans, machines, and everything going along with that. And I think, I was thinking, like, this story kind of has me going back and forth, whether I really do like it or not, whether it's telling a good story or not, whether it's doing something original or not. Man, I can't really say until we get through that last issue, I guess. Altogether, I have really, really enjoyed Origins so far, even for the art and everything, how it's done. Like this issue where there's a lot more art and a lot less talking and a lot less dialogue. I've still enjoyed it overall, but let me know down in the comments below if you have been reading Origins and what you have thought about it so far. Now moving on into Dark Horse Comics. This is a new one right here from James Stokoe. Stokoe. I know I'm butchering that name, but this is Orphan and the 5 Beasts, issue number 1. I believe this is only a 4-issue miniseries, and James Stokoe is doing all the art, the letters, everything in this book. I thought this book was freaking excellent, and here, I'll just open up to this middle page and show you the art you can expect in this book. I haven't really heard of James Stokoe, but apparently he's got a reputation. Even here at the comic shop when we were doing the pulls and everything, I was talking with one of the guys here, Jeff, and he was telling me like, oh yeah, he's great. He's got some good art and stuff like that. He don't do a whole lot of stuff. And I was like, okay, well, it was kind of highlighted in the solicit, so I figured, hey, I'm gonna order it in and check it out. And I gotta tell you, I like this. You can kind of see where it's kind of got that whole old school, like kind of Ronin feel to it, like a whole martial arts kind of feel. Like it's got a really great setup here in this first story. I really enjoyed this one. The art in here was great. The art really, it's just so much high detail in this. The coloring in it as well. James Stokoe did a really good job in this book, even with the writing. I gotta tell you, like I said, I don't even know the guy's work, but I would say this is a definite read if this is something that you're into. Like I said, one of those kind of warrior tales, dealing with like some samurai kind of stuff. It was great. It was great. That's all I can say about that. Speaking of samurai, that brings us into the next book I have here on IDW. This week we've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin director's cut, and I went ahead and picked this up. I had it on my full list. Let's see, it's got some extra stuff here in the back. Did I need to pay that extra money for it? Hey, some people paid over the regular cover price for issue number 1 in the first place. I had it on my pull list. I didn't have to. So hey, I guess maybe for these 2 issues together, I paid as much as some people did for one. But I don't know. I already kind of flipped through it. It's got some pretty cool extra little stuff in there from the director's cut. I don't know. I need to sit down and actually read it and pick out some of the little things through that bonus material that they put in there. But hey, I figure I'd get it and see what the difference is in it. Hey, that's kind of what we do here, right? Maybe I'll do a review where I sit down both next to side and show you the difference, if there is one. Otherwise, I didn't spot any other differences other than those extras they tossed there in the back. But let me know if what you thought about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin, if you guys have read it. I know there was like a shortage of prints and all this and that. There's been reprints and stuff though, but let me know down in the comments below. Now, moving on into Image Comics, this week we got Radiant Black, issue number 2. Now this book right here, I gotta tell you, issue number 1, it was okay. The character is a little immature, almost a little insufferable at times. He seems like a weenie. But, it's the generation, right? Yeah, this book is being written by Kyle Higgins. The artist is Marcelo Costa. The letterer is Becca Carey. And the logo designer is Rich Bloom. Let's see. And the cover art here is Marcelo Costa. I'm not sure how well you're going to be able to see that there. Those names on there. It's all written in these tiny letters, but go ahead and take a look at those. I gotta say, issue number 2 here, I thought was really good. I believe this is another short miniseries, maybe 5-6 issues. It might be a little bit longer. I could be wrong. Feel free to beat me up down in the comments below. I think the art in this book is pretty good here. Marcelo Costa doing a good job with that. I think Kyle Higgins is doing a pretty good job with the writing here as well. We see that our hero here, while he is kind of a weenie, almost seems a little insufferable and everything. We see that there's actually some pretty cool things going on here. We see our main character has this conversation with his father at 2 different points in this book, one towards the beginning, one at the very end, and I think it was something very good, especially after our kind of introduction to this character in issue number 1. I think some of those things, while in issue number 1 it kind of had you thinking about this character like, what? Like, here you get a little bit more of that, I don't know. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying Radiant Black here so far through these first 2 issues. Can't wait to see what else they have in store for us in this series. Let me know down in the comments below if you have read Radiant Black and what you have thought of this series so far. Now that brings me to the last book I have to review here. I've got a couple other things here, but the last one I have to review here by one of my favorite publishers, Vault Comics, and this is one of my favorite comic books out there right now. This is I Walk with Monsters, issue number 4. This one I absolutely love. This book is being written by where's it at? Paul. They got it written backwards here. Paul Cornell is the writer. Sally Cantorino is the artist. The colorist is Derbla Kelly, and the letterer is And World Design. I'll show you those names right there. This book I absolutely love for the one reason is we see our main character here along with her partner that is going along with her and helping out, is they are going out and they are hunting down and bringing to justice these child predators. Some very bad people, and here through the course of these last couple issues, like issue 2 and number 3 and issue number 4 here, have really given us a little bit more of a backstory on our main characters here, and a lot of it is some very, very great stuff. A lot of cool things being done in the art, being told through the art, the story in this book, but also with our characters and everything going on here with a lot of the psychological kinds of things, somebody who's been through abuse and somebody who is going out there and trying to bring some of these abusers to justice. Some very interesting things going on in this book. I absolutely love I Walk with Monsters, and one of the cool things that is going on here through the art that I want to show you is right here. I don't even want to show you at the very end here, but the very last page of this book, that's why I want to show you. It's the last, and it's not even a spoiler because it's something that we know is coming if you've been keeping up with this book. But this very last page, we got something very indicative in the art that is something to do with just how the characterization is being done in this book. Absolutely great. I love this book. Absolutely love it. Something like I said, the story, it's something like I said, it's something a little close to me, a little personal, I would say. But let me know down in the comments below if you have read I Walk with Monsters and what you have thought of it so far. Like I said, it's definitely my favorite comic book that has come out over the past few months. Issue number 1 came out in October. I think it was October. Maybe it may have been November. Then issue number 2 in December. I'm telling you, this is definitely one of my favorite comic books that came out last year. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. But that's all I've got for my comic books this week, guys. That's all I have for the reviews. Let me know if there are any of these books. Like I said, some of them I'm going to do some more deep dive reviews on here on the channel. But let me know if there's any of these that you'd like me to talk a little bit more about here on the channel. Now, also this week on my comic book pull list, I had this right here. This was on Dark Horse Comics as well. This is on their Burger Books line. This is Everything Volume 2. I still got to read this one, but Volume 1 of Everything was really, really good. I did enjoy it, where there's like this big box retailer goes into this small town, and I think it's Michigan, and kind of takes over and starts making people go crazy, kind of takes them over. Almost like that movie The Faculty, but a little bit different, where, I don't know, man, just some cool, creepy horror stuff going on in this book. It's written by Christopher Cantwell, and oh man, this is where I should make one of those comments, like I should like act like butthurt and everything, like all those people on Twitter, because the writer blocked me on Twitter because he didn't like something I said, or maybe he said something and I just made a comment on it and he was upset. But it's all good, Christopher Cantwell. I still bought your book because I don't care what you think about me. I still think you're a pretty decent writer. In this story, Christopher Cantwell is doing the writing. Ian J. Colbert is the artist. And let me see. Where's the rest of it at? Where's the rest of these names at? And Steve Wands is the letterer. And I'll show you those names right there. Again, I thought this volume 1 of this series was really good. I can't wait to get here through volume 2. Now the thing here is with this one is that this book was actually supposed to release in separate issues like the first volume did. But with everything that happened last year, with the corona and everything, the shutdowns and everything, they went ahead and I was actually looking forward to this. I thought it was going to be in the single issues, but they went ahead and ended up soliciting it as a trade paperback. So I had it on my comic book pull list. It's been there for a while. So I think this was originally supposed to come out last year, like I want to say like May or June when issue number 1 was supposed to come out. So it's been about a year behind, but either way, I cannot wait to read it because I thought volume 1 was really good. But let me know if you've read Everything Volume 1 down in the comments below, and if you have got a chance to read volume 2, if you picked it up, and if it's something that you're looking forward to. Now, the last one that I have here is on Image Comics, and this is the trade paperback for Stillwater, issues 1 through 6. This series, I kind of missed out on some of the first couple issues, and then I seen this was getting ready to come out, so I'll probably start picking back up on issue number 7 or so, maybe. I don't know. I've enjoyed this story. Issue number 4, I remember when I was reading this, issue number 2 or 3 and 4 really brought it around, because I thought issue number 2 kind of moved a little bit slow, kind of seemed like it was gonna, just string me along. But issue number 3 and 4 really started to make this book interesting to me. I can't wait to get in here and read this, because those were the last 2 issues I read. So I've got 2 issues to catch up here and finish up this volume and see how it is. I do know that this is a story that has been continuing, but let me know if you have been reading Stillwater and what you have thought about it down in the comments below. But that's all I've got for this video today, folks. That's all I've got for my comic book pull list. That's all I've got for the books and everything that I am taking home from the comic book shop this week. Let me know down in the comments below what's on your comic book pull list. I would definitely like to know that. But like I said, that's all I've got. Thank you so much for being here today. If you're not already, please make sure you're subscribed. Click the little bell and all of that good stuff. Give it a thumbs up, and you get it. You get it. And while you're at it, make sure you share it with a friend and invite them to come hang out with us here on the 2nd Street Marvel. You all have a good day, and we'll see you in the next video. Later.